Hi everyone, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Monster Train run. Today we're going to be playing with the Melting Remnants and the Hellhorn, which should be a really weird combination because like those two clans are pulled in very different directions. Alright, we have Ascend. I love that. So Burnout, having an initial source of Burnout lets us build around it from early on. I'm not sure how the stealth is going to do. That'll be better with our Hellhorn units than with our burning units, I think. So these initially start with 3 HP, so this effectively doubles the units of my HP. I think I'm going to go with the additional HP. It'll make it easier for us to deal with things like Spike if we get that. Alright, so given that we have something that extends Burnout, I think I'm good with just going with the Burn Bright Rector Flicker here. Yeah, you can have some additional power. Let's get in here. Hope you all are doing well today. I just woke up, basically, ate some breakfast, and then it was time to play some of this game because, like, boy, it is great. Alright, so easy torch you, because I don't think we're dealing... Oh no, you're going to deal 40 to this. You can go and hide behind. We'll want to play the Train Steward on a different floor. Because, like, we're going to try to assemble multiple dregs behind this and apply Burnout to them. I guess everyone here is dead, and none of my other actions really change anything here. The question is whether or not I should play this here, or try to draw another dreg plus Hollow Drippings the following turn. I guess I'm going to apply it here. In the future, I should really consider building my units on the top floor here so that I can ascend everything up and build a larger floor. Alright, so you're already taking care of this. We'll build in another dreg here. I can separate you from this unit, but you're dying anyway. Yeah, I don't even need to like play any other cards here. Which is kind of a weird position to be in early. Like, alright. So, yes, I will apply this. Yes, I will apply this. And we can start working on buffing up a floor 3 that I can ascend an additional Train Steward to later. I don't know that we're going to need to get to that. Yeah, it appears that we are not. I'm just like, torch you, do this, and then this one's over. Yeah, no need to get cute here. Easy. I don't think we need the ascend and descend simultaneously. Let's continue with the burnout sub-theme here. This 3 feels like too much of this effect, despite the fact that like Hidden Passage is very, very, very good. How am I doing with targeted removal? I have torches, and that's it. I think Fortify is very good for my champion, just like to protect it, and it's also keeping the cost of my deck very low. Vent as a sweeper might help us out if we run into, like, say, an event with spikes. I think this is the better card in a vacuum, but I think this helps us sweep, which is something that we can't do yet. I like the additional gold of Paraffin Thug. And accordingly, since I have something that can increase its burnout, I think I'm going to go ahead and take that. Lady of the House is just a more powerful card. Let's kind of look at the next 2 areas here. So I'm pretty likely to take the unit and power up units here, and then I'm pretty likely to get a chest here, and then pretty likely to remove and duplicate here. So I want something that I will power up. I'm okay with this being a tank, but if I end up needing a second tank, or I want like a second wave, this is pretty good. Let's take the early gold and see where that goes. I think Lady of the House is probably better, but it's close. So these are obviously like considerably better than my train stewards. And because I have Ascend and can overfill floors, I should probably go ahead and take one of these anyway. But I'm not super impressed with either. So this effectively starts with 18 power. I don't know how consistently this is going to slay stuff, so I think I'm just going to take the Horned Warrior here. And let's make some improvement. I would love to increase the burnout. Oh, you don't have burnout. I just assumed you were, since you were a candle person. Yeah, maybe I don't want this instead. Man, that's really weird. This set of upgrades is not what I'm looking for. Like, assuming that I'm hiding this behind the boss. I'm gonna reroll and try to do a couple of things that are more relevant. Okay, yeah, so like, here's what I'm looking for. Multi-strike on you, plus 10 attack on you. Now you're dealing 60, and you have a much better chance of slaying multiple things. I didn't get to purge cards there, because I rerolled the shop. You know, c'est la vie, I'm okay with that. Alright, spikes plus multi-striker. Where does that leave us? In a bad position. That said... I think I'm really bad versus spikes. So, will I get more than 75 coins off of Paraffin Thug? Honestly, the answer... I think I can get 75 coins or close to 75 coins off Paraffin Thug if I wait. So this is haste, so everyone will move up to the next floor automatically. Let's start building up a good floor 3 this time. So that's going to look like this and this. I can torch you so that the rage stacks will decrease another time. I'm going to go ahead and play you out here, operating under the assumption that I will play one of my cards that increase burnout, and then play this here and maybe ascend it up. Alright, Vent can sweep this floor pretty easily, if that's something that I want to do. Vent can also sweep this floor instead. So the question is, what am I doing about this 50 gold? Yeah, sorry, bud. Alright. So alternatively, I can ascend this up this turn, rather than sweep this floor, but I think I'm sweeping this floor. Because then these will just go right up to the next floor. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. You, elevator goes up, and just get rid of that floor. Okay, good. There's my hollow droppings. I was starting to worry about my burnout numbers a little bit. I don't get to overfill a floor. You get more burnout. So you are killing two things. So I'm good with taking this damage here. What am I doing with this hollow droppings? Like, ideally, I would play this on this floor up here. It may be that I don't play this going through the deck this time. Alright, so boss burnout goes down to 2. Boss kills this floor, burnout goes down to 1, so I'd get 2 turns to redraw it or Whiplash. I have another one coming. Alright, since I have another one coming, and I can Hidden Passage something next turn, I can play 2 of these here, and increase the burnout on these. Then I'll increase the burnout on you next turn. Although I guess I want the burnout number on you to be larger because it gives me more overall benefit. Okay, that's a good turn. So let's... So instead, do I want you to go directly to the 3rd floor? I might want you to directly go to the 3rd floor and skip over this stuff. If I let you all go directly to the 3rd floor, then my stealth does the most. Yeah, so in an odd twist of fate, I think that's fine. So we work on everyone's burnout, we give everyone some stealth, and you would die anyway, but I don't want to redraw you, so you can go hang out here. Okay, yep, and everyone is dead here except for you. Now you're dead? No, you're not dead still. Whatever. So, doing the challenge would have resulted in me getting just a tiny bit more gold. I don't know that I care about molded right now. I think I'm just gonna apply more burnout to my burnout units. And now, Welder Helper, what do I think of you? Welder Helper on Rector Flicker is okay, but I don't really have a way to eject this afterwards. So I think I'm just going to take a Fortify here. Alright, do I have something that I would... Next floor is Duplicate, right? Yeah, next floor we're very likely to go this way. Just thin the deck of some Train Stewards probably and duplicate something. If I already have something that I'm willing to duplicate, I don't need to necessarily like spend money this floor. And I would be a-okay with duplicating the Paraffin Thug. So let's go ahead and take the treasure chest on this floor. Ooh. My Hallowed Drippings not consuming is potentially very good for a long fight. Let's go ahead and take that. And go here. Maybe spend a little bit of Pyre health. Alright, so none of these are our faction. Can maybe get something that gives me like a morsel, which could be good. Otherwise I could get something with healing or spikes, which also could be good. Yeah. One of these is going to be totally fine. I think I like Cycle of Life. Like enhancing this and like effectively healing it by 10 is a good use of my energy when normally I'm not going to have a lot to spend my energy on, at least as of right now. Alright. Don't really care about 1 damage to the front unit when they die. I mean, that's gonna add up, but we have a very tanky boss boy. Alright, where am I setting up this front floor? Or this big floor? It might be middle floor this time. Like, if this wasn't here, I'd 100% be setting up here. But since it is, and I can't like vent first to kill this because like this is an X cost and I'll want to play Paraffin Thug. Yeah, let's let this rage dissipate a little bit. Or are we sweeping that for actually? Yeah, alright, so I think we're going to set up on floor 2. We'll play a train steward here that we might ascend, and we'll just wipe this out and not worry too much about our gold count. We could have gotten a little bit of gold by waiting for those to come up, but we might do better by just keeping the boss in check. Alright. So let's play you. Let's ascend you. Goodbye, train steward. And everyone has burnout. And I actually kind of want to not make you stronger. I don't think. I think that's just going to go to the dreg. The reasoning being that I don't necessarily want him to kill everything. I'd much rather have the Paraffin Fiend doing most of my killing. Alright, so you're getting 2 kills on this floor, which is great. The stealth here also is quite good. So, like, this is happening. Then I can throw down a train steward, which does not die on this floor. I also could throw... Well, so this has to happen first if I want to do something like that. Then... do we have an ascend coming? We do have an ascend coming. Yeah, so maybe there's a world where I get you up to the next floor. Yeah, we might just be ascending this bomb out of the way. I have to think about whether or not I want to take 10 damage on my front unit here. Versus just build up this floor more. I think the damage on my front unit is okay. Like, let's send you up. Everyone is very burnt out. Some shields here. And 5, 10 more damage coming in. This train steward technically would live. Sure. Maybe I should put that on the 3rd floor, just so it doesn't, like, basically immediately die. But I don't think it matters all that much, and like, we're not going to protect it from a bomb if a bomb spawns up there. Okay, these spikes are really awkward, because I want the slay triggers from my Paraffin Thug. If I enchant this with spikes, it'll do a ton of damage to the boss, but then I'm going to miss out on a considerable amount of gold. The awkward thing being that enhancing anything else other than this with the spikes doesn't seem great. Because everything else isn't going to take a good number of hits. I can ascend another dreg instead. I do have a hallowed drippings coming. Yeah, maybe that's just the game plan. And I don't even know that I want to torch enemies. Let's just send that at the boss. Like, every enemy I torch is an enemy that Paraffin Thug might not kill. Yeah, I mean, things are looking fine here. I don't need to ascend anything. You can just take some damage. And then I assume you're just dead? Yeah, you're just dead. See if that changes the math for when you die. Not quite the timing I wanted. I could have sat there and thought about it and tried to make the gold work, but I don't think that's worth my time on this difficulty level. Oh, so this is something that when it dies, it gets stronger over time. That's interesting, but I don't really think this works towards my build right now. Like, my build right now is hide everything behind Rector Flicker. And I don't really have rage synergies going right now. I don't think I take any of these. Let's go with the gold. Lady of the Reformed is fantastic. That's another thing that I could put in front. So Lady of the Reformed is also a 2. We might want space even though we have all of this ascend, because with space, without jumping through hoops, we can play Rector Flicker, Lady of the Reformed, and Paraffin Thug or Horned Warrior on the same floor. I don't usually take space first, but it seems pretty correct here. Alright. We're going to be going left here, even though we have a crap ton of gold. I think duplicating is pretty valuable here. Yeah, continuing on the Burn Bright plan. Seems great. Train Steward, you are no longer necessary. You're better than normal Train Stewards, and I respect you for that, but you're still Train Steward. And we're going to go ahead and duplicate Paraffin Thug. Try to get a lot of gold synergy going for the end game. Yeah. Extra attack, I'm in for it. Okay. So we can start a pretty sexy second floor. Alright, I think I want you closer to the front. And you here. Do I want to kill you? So you're going to get hit for 85 and die, and then you get a kill on here. I'll take like 20-ish damage on my champion. I don't love that. I do have this as an effective healing spell. How greedy am I getting? I think I'm okay with this taking hit. Our Lady of the Reformed is going to end up in back, or at the bottom of the bottom floor. Kind of weird, but okay. This is a greedy play. Like, a very greedy play. Alright, you're taking 22. That reduces this by a bit. If I do this, and then this, I can actually play you on this floor, as long as I also kill this. And then we're gonna hope to ascend you next turn. How are my burnout numbers looking up here? You need something played on you this turn. And I also don't get the chance to ascend you. So that means you're going to come here to protect this. And that means this just has to be played here. A Dreg can come and hang out here. Does that make a difference in terms of timing? Not right now. And who's getting stealth? Probably this floor. It does, like, I kind of want this to take hits to keep the burnout going on here. Didn't get to play the Cycle of Life on this run through of the deck. Ooh, I can... If I'm willing to give up on my burnout synergies on this floor, I can make my next floor up extremely powerful. Accordingly, I think I'm good with that. Whoop! Whoop! How is someone in the middle dying? You have sweep? I do not understand. Oh, stealth. Okay, so these 3 units have stealth, meaning that my Paraffin Thug is taking the hit this turn. Alright, that is something I could have planned around, but did not anticipate. I have learned something here, and that probably costs me some gold at some point in this run. I should have ascended this first and this behind, but I was obviously thinking that I want this to do hits first. Costly mistake. Because it's money. Alright, we can get another Dreg going on this floor. And then everyone gets some burnout, and if I vent for 1, it kills this. You take 22, you kill him, you kill him. I get gold for doing this now. So I'm just going to take the damage, because I think I'm okay in this fight in terms of dealing enough damage to the boss. Am I drawing a vent next turn? I'm drawing torches next turn that I can use to take out these back units. But I think I'm going to get a little bit greedy in terms of, like, trying to get gold. So if I play spikes on him, it's more likely that the spikes end up killing the boss. So I'm not going to play the spikes. I'm just going to, like, take out one of these. Maybe send this up, and then enhance. Yeah, let's separate that from the boss. And you can have some extra burnout. Alright, everybody gets burnout. You get some fortify. Again, I could sit here and add up all of these numbers and try to figure out, like, how I can adjust this so that the right creature gets the kill. But I don't think that upside is worth it. Like, my Paraffin... Yeah. I was about to say, I have 2 Paraffin Fiends there. They're most likely to get that kill. Nope. I think I'm good with this stealth card. It seems to work pretty well with my giant line of things. I just need to be a little more cognizant of using it in the future. I can see Inferno working in this deck since we're doing such a good job of stacking up on either floor 2 or floor 3. Do I have a shop coming where I can cost reduction this? Alright, so which way am I going next time? I want to remove cards, which would mean I'm not going to the Merchant of Magic. So if I want to go to the maximum number of card removes here, I'm actually just getting a chance to forge units. But I might be better off going like boom, 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 and taking not 3 sets of card removes, but just 2 sets of card removes. I didn't pay attention. Which final boss do I have? Temper the strength of my units. Okay, that's a slight annoyance. Let's go for this Inferno thing and try to make it work. It'll be fun one way or another. And I'll like see how viable it is. In case I get a duplication event, I'm going to go ahead and power up first. Double stack on this seems sick. Double stack on stealth might be better. Does this also increase the amount of life? No, just the amount of spikes. Stealth 4 seems disgusting. So let's do Stealth 4, and we're gonna get Inferno to cost 1. So we'll upgrade it with the cost reduction, and every time you reroll a magic shop, there will be a cost reduction. So, as we see, Inferno now costs 1, and we can use that to sweep problematic floors. Vent being a better sweeper is great, even though a lot of times we're not going to want to use the sweeping ability. And since we skipped out on 1 card remove, and since we have so much money, I'm going to go ahead and aggressively remove some cards right now. So, next floor we're going to upgrade units. I don't know that we, like, super have units to upgrade right now. Like, some Horned Warrior or Lady of Reformed upgrades are probably fine. I'm also likely to get a decent amount of gold from the Paraffin Fiends, so let's get a little aggressive and remove another torch as well. That's probably, like, borderline correct. Okay, so this is the event where you get to put some bad cards in your deck for some sort of benefit. We don't need to restore Pyre health. I don't know that I need a 100 damage card when I have Inferno. So this will give us some dead draws, but my units will get better. All my units will get like +2 attack. I think I'm okay with that. It's slightly awkward in that I really want to draw these like stealth cards and hollow drippings at certain times. So this may be a time where I just like decline putting 2 dead cards in my deck to just keep my deck more consistent. Something that took me a little bit longer than I care to admit when playing these like roguelike deck builders is that even when you're given options to take cards, oftentimes the best option is just not taking something due to keeping your deck more consistent and not diluting your deck with things that you don't want. So, Inferno, I'm going to basically have 4 dead cards this round if I take these spell shields. The stealth 1 is not a problem. The sweep of this boss is a problem. I think I can do this okay. The fight definitely gets harder. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Alright. So you have stealth 1, so if I start setting up on floor 2, I'm good to go. So that means you want to be in the front, which is sort of an anti-synergy with my stealth, but that's okay. That one did consume. And since I don't have a Paraffin Thug out yet, I'm going to go ahead and nuke that guy. JK, spell shield that I just spent 2 minutes talking about. You entering with spell shield is certainly annoying, and not drawing any any ascends this turn where I drew double Paraffin Thug is super awkward. But you all are only doing 5 damage. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah. Dreg, you're probably not getting ascended here. You're gonna just soak up the damage for my good units. And then you're gonna go up here to kill this. Alright, interesting thing to learn. Can I do 10 damage to everything and just negate spell shields? Yeah! Okay. So vent for x equals 0 has utility this time. Alright, so you all have stealth on this floor, and I still did not draw those ascends. Or the hidden passages. They're both on bottom. Which is very awkward for me. I guess we're applying stealth on this floor this time around. Alright. You get this. And you get this. And that one didn't exhaust. Or sorry, consume. Who wants more burnout? You want more burnout. And then you all are stealthy. Alright, not doing a great job of money generation this time around. Alright. Up you go. Up you go, and now we can actually think about our next action. So, do I want to give you stealth? I have enough burnout here that it is probably acceptable to do so, especially once I play this Hollow Drippings. That one did consume. You all are stealthy. And Dreg, what are we doing with you? At this point, I don't know that I want to redraw you. I probably want to keep the bottom floor empty for Inferno reasons. I can try to redraw you with an Ascend later, but I feel like that floor is pretty stacked. Let's just, like, send you up here. Just so I don't redraw you. The Paraffin Thugs are a little bit too far back to, like, normally get the... yeah... So I'm going to add 8 stealth to these, which is a total of stealth 9. I'm not in danger of any of my units burning out yet. Yeah, this is all fine. Well, except you, but, like, we didn't really care about you. So I can send some of these things up so they're not behind the boss. I can also just take some spikes on my front unit. Let's see. So I kind of want your stealth 1 to go away on this floor, don't I? You're adding a lot of damage, but my stealth counteracts that. Yeah, I think everything is just going to get murdered. So what has my lowest count? You do. So this is happening. I preserved that. Yeah, let's just play this out here to negate 1 layer of Spell Shield in case that's something that's relevant. Because next time around I will want to probably kill these. Let's not play Inferno on this floor, huh? So you have... Spell Shield 2 means that I can't really absorb all of this. The boss is already dying. So that's great. Yeah, I guess we can, like, ascend you up just so you die more easily. For you, YouTube. Alright. Champion, you're killing too many things. I appreciate it, but I would like money. Alright. No? No? No. March of Shields for 10 armor is totally fine when I'm planning on playing a very defense-oriented game. It can also let me rearrange some units and maybe get a little bit of extra gold. Alright, so I believe the game plan was removal now? 7 energy on turn 1. That definitely has some synergy with things like Vent. We're good with that. Alright, I'm out of Train Stewards to remove. So that's great. It is probably Torch's time to go. We're hoping to use Inferno as our, like, mass sweeping removal most of the time. Oh, multi-strike and rage. That seems like a great combination right here. Ten attack can just go to the Lady of the Reformed. And then we'll hope to re-roll and roll her maybe with some health. Oh, quick. Ah, you would have been so good with quick. That's okay. I think we're going health here. And then calling that good. The dregs are kind of whatever, and we might end up removing them from the deck from here on out. So I don't know that I actually want to augment them at all, even though they've been doing okay work. Spell Shield 5 on the Guardians. That's fine. I think we're going to be taking card draw as our next little crystal reward. And it sort of feels like I'm setting up on floor 3 this time. I don't know necessarily that I'm ascending anything, but separating some of these is probably worth the 1 energy. You get some shield, and then it's a question of, like, do I start by applying hollow drippings right this turn? I don't think I'm in any danger of it dying because I have, like, 2 more hollow drippings plus a Wicklash coming, and it would be much better to play this later on. But if it doesn't consume, there's such high upside for me playing it now. That said, I think I'm going to just pass the turn here. Alright, so I'm going to get to play one of these and then ascend the other. So this one cares about placement very much, so you're going to go in the front. You're going to end up in the back on this floor. Send you up. This does a little bit of damage. So do I want to sweep these away? In terms of damage, next turn, my Paraffin Thugs aren't getting kills anyway, so yes, I will not sweep those. Oh, does the Spell Shield absorb? Okay, I see. I think the Spell Shield soaked up that. Since, like, it was hitting this first, it just, like, stopped the remaining damage that would have gone through. Alright, no ascend this turn. Paraffin Thug I would be playing out to its death if I played it out. So we will not do that. So the question is, like, do I want stealth or do I want spikes? Paraffin Thugs are kind of unlikely to get a lot of kills since they're, like, 4 back this time around. So I think I'm going to go with spikes. And not play... Well, I play Burnout. Oh, and then I'm out of energy. Do I want to send the Dreg to its death? Yes? I still have like 2 more that I'm going to draw. Yeah, let's send you to your death so I don't redraw you. I don't want to try to ascend Paraffin Thug up to the top floor later anyway. Alright, so now let's take a look at what's going on with Inferno and Spell Shield. I guess that thing was out of Spell Shield or something? Alright. Should have paid 5% more attention there. Alright, now that we have 10 and 9, I'm totally fine with saving 10 life by applying some stealth here. And do I want the dregs to die? I don't know that I play it like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can get a hit on the statue, which doesn't matter because I'm gonna, yeah. You all can come hang out down here. I could have played both on this floor to try to ascend them up. Like one of them would live with like 2 life. But I was kind of intending on like infernoing some stuff. Alright, so numbers up here are still looking fine. Yeah, I ultimately could have ascended a dreg. Alright, so let's give you a little more burnout. You're getting armor when I play things on this floor. Oh yeah, that's fine. You can have a little bit more armor. I don't think that matters. Paraffin Thug's too far back this time around. No money for Phil. Alright. Yes. Yes. And then I don't think I care about the stealth. I think I care more about armor. I could try to get cute and move Paraffin Thin up to the front. Paraffin Thug up to the front, but I think that ends up being awkward for me. Alright, so this happens. We can nuke a floor. Okay, so I think I figured it out. Inferno has piercing, which ignores armor and shields. So that's what was going on with my experiment earlier, and why I was a little confused about what was happening. Yeah, have some damage. Hidden passage engulfed in smoke. We have plenty of burnout on our units. So we can just do something like stealth, have a little more burnout, and that's our turn. You can destroy a floor, I don't care. You're gonna get to destroy another floor too. Yeah, have some spikes. Have some armor. And I assume our boss is very, very, very dead, yes. As long as we don't inferno all of our own units, we're probably good. I'm so glad I discovered that you can right-click to super zoom through combat. It makes the bosses so much more bearable. Dark Deal. For our things that just sit in the back, this is very good, as long as they can take the damage. This can take a Dark Deal, this can take a Dark Deal. I wish they could take more than one Dark Deal. Rector Flicker, I guess, can take a whole bunch of Dark Deals very easily. This is probably good enough to take, I just need to be careful with it. And I think we don't have energy problems with this deck. So, just to talk for a second, a major difference between something like this and Slay the Spire is that in a Slay the Spire run, it's really hard to make it through the entire thing on 3 energy. It's possible, given a good combination of relics, but you almost always need to take a boss relic that gives you more energy on floor 1 or floor 2. Otherwise things are very difficult. Whereas in this game, I think the boss reward relics are much closer to balance than they are in Slay the Spire. So in something like Slay the Spire, when you get the opportunity to get like a Snecko Eye, and which is Volatile Gauge from this game essentially, when you get the opportunity to take that as a boss reward, you just Windmill Slam, take that every time just because it's so unbalanced. Whereas in this game, I find myself regularly taking all three options. Whereas in Slay the Spire, it's almost always take the best floor 1 energy artifact that you can. Alright, duplicating is totally fine. Fire health does nothing, gold doesn't do a lot. Let's plan out next floor. So next floor I'm going to a magic shop and duplicating. Do I even have cards that I want to remove? Dregs, I guess. I would totally remove Dregs at this point and then try to duplicate just another creature to ascend. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm just gonna like confirm that there's not anything I want to remove more. I don't think there is. I think like the vent has enough utility that I'm willing to keep it around. Unsure about order of operations here in terms of like which one of those is going to be better. So much burnout. Let's go here first. Sometimes these events do things involving gold. So I can enhance my last remaining Dreg, which I am totally good with. And then we'll purge that from the deck. A lot of times I view that event and other ones like it that give things consume as an expensive way, or not expensive way, as an alternative way of removing cards from the deck. Volatile Gauge. Speaking of so good. I have so many zero-cost cards, and I've not taken any additional energy this run because I have no energy problems, that even though this artifact is absolutely insane under normal circumstances, I don't think I take it here. I think the Railhammer is good. I have Fortify and March of Shields. I'm going to take this. The +3 magic power is maybe not doing a ton and might actually be actively bad with Dark Deal. So the question is, do I now re-roll the shop and try to buy one more artifact? I'm going to have an opportunity to spend money on 2 different things next floor. And I feel like I'm strong enough that I don't need to try and spend more money now to improve my deck. Yeah, you can have some additional attack power. A lot of that additional attack power is negated by the stealth of my deck. Alright. Where are we setting up? / how are we setting up? So the question is actually pretty interesting, given this draw. Because wherever we set up, we would like our Lady of the Reformed to be in front. So I probably want to set up partially right now, leaving room for Lady of the Reformed wherever I want to set up. There's some weird worlds where this ends up getting the Rector Flicker killed. But I think we're going to try to set up a nasty floor 3. Sweep is super bad for me. Yeah. Okay, so Lady of the Reformed? Lady of the Reformed needs to be played on the top floor. Which, I guess, since I don't have very many creatures at this point, means that these are both being played on floor 2. I'm definitely a little more fragile than I would like here. And given that, I think we're dark dealing this to just like make sure that it gets kills on these before it makes it up to floor 3. Yeah, because as long as this is doing at least 120, we regularly get to kill everything here. Which complicates this turn considerably now. Because I might end up maintaining 2 different floors, or it may just be that I have to give up on keeping these alive and just say, like, those are going to die under a lot of circumstances. So this is basically a forced play. I can also just try to use stealth to keep these alive versus the sweepers. Let's ascend you for now. And then ascend you next turn, hopefully, when I can also play Hallowed Drippings in the same place, in the same turn. If I miss on both Wicklash... No, I can't miss on both Wicklash and Hallowed Drippings. I'm okay on that front. That is just, like, not mathematically possible. Let's just nuke a bottom floor here. Well, not quite nuke. Alright, give me an ascend. Alright, we got the ascend. So that means you can now safely come up here. We get a whole bunch of burnout applied. We have at least 5 on everyone. You can take some more, and then you can take some shield. Actually, it's probably correct to play Engulfed in Smoke. But I can take the small hits on these creatures now. Alright, we preserved 2 out of the 3 of those, which I don't know if I'm actually happy with or not. It's kind of weird. Is there anyone we would like to ascend? I can ascend you and kill you this turn. And then I think I'm still going to be under stealth. So that the sweep doesn't devastate me. Yeah, okay, like I think we have a real plan now. Alright, so you get a little stronger. Who are we dark dealing? Who are we giving a rage to? Assuming that we don't get sweep on anyone, applying the dark deal here makes it more likely that you're going to get a kill. Do an Inferno on a lower floor. I can apply some extra stealth to you. I'm still not in danger of any of my units burning out. And vent. I kind of want to leave you alive. Greater chance of getting gold next turn. You can get vented. The gold is probably largely unnecessary at this point. Alright, how many stacks of stealth do I have? 4 stacks of stealth, 11 stacks of burnout. JK, more stacks of burnout. So it's fine to give more stealth here. Alright, hello boss. We don't super care about you right now. You can have some of this. You all get some burnout. Burnout versus stealth numbers are still looking fine, even with 9 added there. Yeah, you're not going to find anything to do down there, boss. I hate to tell you. Dead? Dead. You got it again. You're too strong. taking the kills away from the hard-working thugs. It does not seem like we need even more stealth. Double armor plus stealth? Unnecessary and expensive. Let's just take a tiny bit more gold. We are quite avarice this run. And I think we'll go for more ways to spend our money here. Flicker's Liquor gives us a little bit of energy, but like we're really not having energy problems. It'll make Cycle of Life easier to play. It's probably worth buying. Sure. And then let's see if we can power up some spells somehow. What should be cheaper? I mean, this is the only thing that we're having trouble casting. Let me reread the artifact that we just got. Okay. Yeah, so let's make you cheaper. What wants more magic power? This vent does. Permafrost I don't care about. Let's reroll this shop now. Double stack. Applying stealth is great, but I do need to be cognizant of like my stealth versus my burnout numbers. So it's a question of like, do I want to like really stabilize my burnout numbers, or do I want to apply 8 spikes? I think I'm gonna just try to stabilize my burnout numbers. That's so good if they don't consume and I get to play that multiple times. It's disgusting. And then I think we're at the point where I don't really have anything else I need to spend money on there. So we don't want to purge cards. We can just take a couple of artifacts for giggles. Score doesn't really matter in this game. And now what do I want to duplicate? The 1-cost Cycle of Life being duplicated is pretty good. I can also just duplicate units so that I have more things to ascend up. I think, generally speaking, I'm good with that. And having another Lady of the Reform, so I have a greater chance of setting it up early, is probably good. I don't particularly see myself having a lot of trouble. Yeah, my units can enter with SAP 3. That's okay. I have a lot of attack power, and Inferno can also randomly bail me out of bad spots. Alright. So it looks like we get to start setting up really well on turn 1. So Lady of the Reformed, then Paraffin Thug behind, then Rector Flicker behind. We can... yeah, that one consumed. Do I want to start playing Stealth now with 9 stacks of Burnout? Yes, that's fine. And I can ascend to separate these if I'd like. Which I think I would like. Alright, looks good. I get 1 kill here as of right now. Lady of the Reformed or Paraffin Thug ascended this turn. Lady of the Reformed is better on its own. So let's ascend the Paraffin Thug up. Play out a Lady of the Reformed. You all get Infernoed for free, which is super convenient. Hollow Drippings. Man, I did it again with the whole stealth Paraffin Thug thing. I'm fired. In which case, if you're on your own, this should happen. I wasted a Paraffin Thug, which like does not matter in the short term, but in the long term, that represents a lot of damage to the boss. Alright, no stealth this time around, also no ascend here. That's not problematic. Let's keep you all fresh. We preserved that one. You're gonna go here so I can ascend you later. I think you're getting Dark Dealed. And I think, like, for final boss, we can start stacking spikes up on you. I think you're not in danger of dying next turn. I could stealth on this floor if I, like, really had to. So let's continue just, like, building our top floor to be as good as possible. And let's kill 2 creatures here. We would like to draw our Ascends basically now, yeah. If Lady of the Reform dies, Lady of the Reform dies, but I'd rather have this on a top floor. So now you can get some spikes. Burnout numbers are looking fine. So this Stealth 4 here is fine to good. The question is, like, what am I doing about you? I can just deal this, play this for x equals 0 to kill this unit. Let's just continue. No, this is better. Let's do this. Let's do this. And that. Alright, we do have a hidden passage, so we can ascend you to the top. I do have stealth to apply. Alright. So, ascend you. Everyone gets bonus burnout. Everyone is a ninja. Maybe Dark Deal my multi-striker here. And probably this bottom floor could get nuked. Alright, doing A-okay in terms of burnout versus stealth numbers. I have 17, like 9 is my lowest. So, like, I keep you slightly healthier in terms of burnout numbers. And you can have some more damage. I can start thinking about, like, hidden passaging units up earlier to kill them. Ooh, I'm actually not killing you. Interesting. Like, I'm actually taking some pyro damage this time. Which is oddly enough due to the fact that my units are stealth and the spikes aren't doing anything. Sort of a little bit of a tension in deck building. I don't think that it ends up mattering. But it certainly is interesting. Alright, so how are stealth versus burnout numbers? Stealth 7 versus burnout 10 as my lowest, so I don't want to play stealth 4. Like, for sure. Okay, let's just, like, largely nuke a floor. That's step 1. Step 2 is everyone can have some burnout. And since everyone has burnout, you all can have some stealth. And I can kill you, or just keep increasing the health of one of my units. Actually, maybe what I should be doing is increasing the health of one of my units so I can play the Dark Deal again. Because I'm, like, very likely to redraw Dark Deal. But I can still just Dark Deal you rather than a multi-striker, and it's okay. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Alright, in terms of attacks... You hit this, you hit this. Yeah, I'm good with the way things stand now. I get a Slay trigger currently. Alright. So... Stealth 8 versus Burnout 18. versus Burnout 12. Yeah, okay, so things are looking good up here. Yeah. You are shielded. You are shielded. You can have a dark deal. You all can have a little bit more stealth, and we can, like, vent a bottom floor. Without thinking about it too much. That can't be bad. So how much stealth do I have? Stealth 9 versus Burnout 11. I think I'm okay with you burning out. Like, I want to keep you alive a touch longer. Although, at the same time, like, the sooner my spikes start hitting, the better. Okay, so now that everything's 13... That's a very awkward number. Like, I would play... Oh, I'm out of energy. I don't need to think about it. Okay, boss is dead. That's great. Yeah, let's just not, like, ruin it accidentally somehow. Terrapin Thug, do you get the coin? No. No coins. Alright, pretty happy with the run overall. Learned a little bit this time around. There's a really interesting tension between, like, the burnout mechanic and, like, keeping our burnout stacks at an acceptable level while also thinking about hiding our units via stealth. And I enjoyed that tension in deck building quite a bit. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I will be back tomorrow for another run. It looks like we are unlocking a decent number of things here. Have a good win streak going. Doing a pretty good job at ticking off, like, wins with these different characters, these different clan combinations. I was planning on doing, like, Covenant rank 1 runs until I got all of the various combinations, but the game is starting to feel a little bit easy, so I think starting tomorrow I'm just going to, like, play at the highest Covenant rank that I have unlocked, while also still trying to, like, get wins with these various combinations. I feel like I understand 4 of the 5 clans pretty well. I still have some difficulty with the Umbra clan, but I'll talk about that next time that I play Umbra. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If I missed out anything or on any important interactions or anything like that, like, please let me know in the comments. Have a great rest of the day, folks.